right, well everybody, we've got a few new goodies to show you. So I'm probably going to switch the order of these around a little bit because we obviously got these in building, but I'll back up, show you some of fishing these off the trailer and truck. But anyways, we're going to give you a hike around. Short and long of it is, I went to an auction. And I say went to an auction, it was an online auction. We've got 1-800 Last Bid or Orbit Bid. They got all kinds of different websites. It's Meetema Companies here that does these online auctions, and there was a shop, I think it was Monterey Screw Products or something here north of Allegan, that the owner's retiring and had a sale. And anyway, I was not anticipating or planning on buying this much stuff, but it was an absolute bloodbath. So first and foremost, if there's nothing else you get out of this video, it'd be this stern warning. Like, if you've got a small machine shop, don't even think about having yourself an auction. This guy, I won't tell you numbers because it's his business, but just the only number you ought to hear is that he got about a quarter to a third out of the contents of his building of what he should have got. It was ugly. And my dad's, he had a 40 by 40 shop, you know, all the basic tools in there. When he sold off, ran an auction, was that 2 years ago? I think he got $6,500 out of there. There was like Atlas CNC bed mill in there that was current model Fager 8055 controller on it, 2 lathes, you know, big drill press. I mean, it was, you know, surface grinder, and the whole auction was under $7,000. So let that be a warning to you. So that's the reason. On the one hand, I'm happy to have the things I've got, but I want you all to know, like, I told the guy I felt like I ought to be bringing him a beer and sitting down and crying with him. So I'm not here to celebrate that we scooped a bunch of good deals. I'm glad to have some stuff, and honestly, I've made a better friend out of the deal, just getting to know him a little bit in the process. But so anyhow, we'll show you this stuff, but I just want you to know a little of the backstory. Like, this stuff is here because somebody's retiring and just basically ended up giving their stuff away for the prices they got. So I'll bring you in here and show you what we got, though. All right, here it is. Wiggles coming in with our first of the new machines. Get her down closer to the ground. Keep stuff low when you're carrying it. Got a little bit of basic forklift operation instruction here. This is the thing that I am most excited about from this auction. We'll give you guys a real walk around, but a w.m.sellers large drill bit sharpener. I'll show you a couple of little things. The reason we're over here by the wood stove is it's drizzling here today. Snow, drizzle, sleet, and I want to dry this stuff off. So this, you can see, is a beat to death 8-inch knockoff of a Kurt. I got it because I figured it'd make a glorified drill press vise, and that's one thing, like, I'll give you a price, and that brought $33. Well, you know, yes, it's a clunker junker, but you can't buy a drill press vise for $33. So I bought that. It came with the handle, a couple of step jaws. Now, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to clean it up a bit. I got a friend with a little, you know, Bridgeport. It's a Lagoon mill in his garage, and he needs a vise for, and this is way overkill for size, but for what he does, probably good enough. So this got this whole box of production hold-down type clamps, which I don't do much of that kind of work, but hey, when you pay $5 for a whole box of them, you buy them. So anyways, let's show you guys what else we got. This is actually what I'm most excited about. So I went to that auction specifically to look at this. This is the only thing that I really intended to have come home with me. So this is a w.m.sellers, what's this called? Drill grinding machine is what they call it. So model 4G. This thing I am so excited about. I don't know exactly what its capacities are, but the owner told me that he's been personally doing drill bits up to 2.5 inches on it, and I'd say somewhere in the 2.5 to maybe a bit more is its capacity. So needs some cleaning up. There's a few things that are a little loose on it, but it's a pretty simple machine. I'm quite certain we can get this dialed in, and this is going to be, I mean, you see my wall of big drill bits there. That's a half of my collection, and a whole bunch of them are in serious need of attention. So then, this is the other critter. Now, this thing has had the snot beat out of it. This is, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Trenjager? I'm going to say that. Trenjager. If somebody out there knows different, feel free to correct me. So you can see she's been busted and welded and cobbled. This whole variable speed mechanism has been rigged and cobbled. The vise that was factory to it, which this is the base to it, apparently got broke at some point, modified. Somebody's put a little air vise on it. It's functional, but it's got the snot beat out of it. The only reason I bought this is because it went for $25. I mean, seriously, you can't buy an abrasive chop saw for 25 bucks. So I didn't go there intending to buy it, but at that price, I thought, you know what, we're going to give it a home in my shop, and we'll definitely use it. I had to buy the blades separately, but whole box of blades, half of them resharpened, and the blades were 20 bucks. I thought if you're going to own the saw, you better own the blades. So this, by the way, is just a random box of pneumatic cylinders, which I've needed a couple lately, and they cost substantially more than the $5 that box went for, so I went ahead and bought it. So, out of all of the things that just wagged their tail and followed me home, this is the single biggest thing. I had zero interest in owning a gang drill, but the thing was going absurdly cheap, which, by the way, this thing, I was going to tell you, I gave $225 plus commissions and tax. I think this thing, I am probably at $260, $270, somewhere in there on that, which I'm very happy with that. I think that's a fair price for the drill sharpener. This setup, I'm not even going to tell you what I paid for it because I'm embarrassed. It's ridiculous. And the reason I'm saying that is if previous owner ever watches this video, I don't want him to feel any worse than I already feel for him. It was giveaway prices. But anyway, I initially ignored this thing, but then I thought, you know what? Right now, I've got this Walker Turner, which is also a gang drill style machine, but on a smaller base. And I like this. I love this old Walker Turner. But I realized looking at this, I'm like, you know, this has this clausing head on it, which the advantage the clausing has is that parts are still readily available for it. Walker Turner is kind of obsolete at this point. And then it has got this sweet factory air feed on it, and I thought, you know, I've had a few jobs over the last couple of years where I really would have liked to have been able to just push a button and have that thing drill the hole. So in all honesty, that's what sold me on this thing. So bought the thing, and then it came with this jet, which I am not a jet fan, not that big deal, but here's the crazy part, is came with this Precunier lead screw tapping head. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with these, but that thing new is over $4,000. Now, used, they ain't bringing anywhere near that, but still, it's an insanely expensive tool if you go buy one. I don't need it. I don't really have any actual use for it. I don't do production work, but we'll probably find somebody else that needs it and do some horse trading with them or something is probably what'll happen. And then this, interestingly enough, is the only head that's actually original to this. That's a Rockwell. So this is a Rockwell base, Rockwell drill. Now that one happens to be a high speed. It has I think it was 3450 RPM motor, I think, or something. Yeah, 3450. So honestly, it's a pretty sweet arrangement, and it's all on casters. So I think what's going to happen is this is going to stay, and the Walker Turner will probably just get sold. You know, it's a nice drill. It's probably worth $500. It's really in nice shape and works really well. But at the end of the day, this clausing is every bit as much drill press as it is. And I've got the option here of small high speed, larger lower speed, and I think that's probably what we're going to do. I don't know if the jet, I don't really have, I mean, it fits a non-existent need. I'll probably just leave it on there and probably end up using the little Rockwell and the clausing. And God forbid that I end up with some production job, as much as I hate the idea. I could go ahead and, you know, set up and run it using this as a gang drill if I had a multi-function project that needed to happen. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. We did also buy, I bought it, but for a friend of mine, and it didn't come to my shop, can't think of the brand of it. It was big Polish built, but cold saw, but a monster. 8 by 8 inch capacity, think it was 28-inch blades on that thing with an automatic bar feed system on it. Anyways, just an absolute bruiser of a machine. 8,400 pounds. But we loaded it on his trailer, and it went straight to his shop because I only bid on it assuming he would want it, and he did. So anyway, I guess that's it for this video, guys. Other than, I'll show you one other thing while we're in here. This has nothing to do with the auction, but just picked this up the other day. This is a, what was this now? The company, I think it was Phaser brand. This is a generator, Kubota single-cylinder, water-cooled commercial diesel engine with a 5-kilowatt generator head on it. So this is a heck of a setup. So this is rated at 3,500 watts continuous, 5,000 surge. And this is going in the bus as our auxiliary power. It came out of an ambulance. Got like 0 hours on this thing. The paint is still all on the teeth on the ring gear. But it was backup power, hardly ever got used. Ambulance is getting rebuilt and getting a new one just because it's getting new everything. So I just went down to Indiana and bought this the other day. Gave him $500 for it, and I am really excited to put this in the bus. As I've been dragging around these two Westinghouses of mine, running them in parallel, but I'm getting sick of putting them in and out. This thing being water-cooled, I can put it in basically a sealed box. I just have to have ducting coming up so that the cooling system on the generator, I can hook a duct up to here, the fan sucks through it, and then have a vent on the other side. But basically, I can put it inside of a soundproof box with the radiator, which is right there outside the box. And this thing burns, according to the factory specs, about 1/4 gallon an hour at half load and 0.4 gallons an hour at full load. So plumbed into the big 125-gallon tank on the bus, we'll be able to park and run forever. So pretty excited about that, and you can see, you'll see more of it, but I got the boring head on that and just got finished re-leveling it, double-checking it yesterday, and tomorrow this axle is going on that thing, so that'll be the next video you see. So anyway, catch you guys next time. You have a good one.